Welcome to Book Solid, the home service growth podcast. Helping service businesses capture more calls, respond faster to leads, and turn more opportunities into book jobs.
A homeowner explains the water heater problem once. There's water around the base, the unit is older, and they need help today if possible. Then the office manager calls back and asks, "Can you tell me what's going on with the water heater?" The homeowner explains it again. A few minutes later, dispatch asks whether the water is still leaking and what time someone can come out. By the third conversation, the customer is not thinking, "What a thorough company." They may be thinking, "Why does nobody know what I already told them?" That hesitation is expensive. While your team is rebuilding the story, the homeowner has time to call another plumber who sounds more prepared. And this is not really a problem with asking questions. The problem is that nobody owns one clear version of the lead. Welcome to Booked Solid, the home service growth podcast. If you run a plumbing, HVAC, electrical, roofing, or other home service business, this podcast is for you. Most service companies think they need more marketing, but the truth is, many are losing thousands of dollars every month from missed calls and slow follow-up. On this podcast, we talk about simple systems that help capture more calls, respond faster to leads, and turn more opportunities into booked jobs. I'm Jeff, and in each episode, I'll share practical strategies you can use to grow your business without adding more complexity or hiring more office staff. Today, we're fixing that repeated question problem with something I call the job-ready lead card. It is a short record that lets the next person understand the opportunity, take responsibility, and move the customer towards a booking. Let's get into it. Here is the idea. A lead is not ready for handoff just because you have a name and a phone number. The next person should be able to answer 4 questions in a few seconds. Who is the customer and where is the work? What service do they need? How urgent is it? And when would they like help? Then there is one operational question. Who owns the next action? That is the whole system. Not a 20-question form, not a software project, not a transcript of the call. The card captures what the next person needs to act. If the office takes the call, the dispatcher should not have to start over. If the dispatcher speaks with the customer, the technician should not arrive without knowing the basic situation. You are creating continuity. The customer should feel like they are dealing with one organized company, even when several people are involved behind the scenes. Start with the customer and the service location. Get the name, the best callback number, and the address where the work is needed. If someone else needs to be included, note that too. Next, write the service need in the customer's language, with enough detail to be useful. HVAC issue is almost empty. The upstairs air conditioner is running, but the house is still warm, and it started last night, gives the next person somewhere to begin. Electrical problem is also too broad. The kitchen outlet sparked, and now that outlet has no power, tells a different story, and may change how the call is handled. For plumbing, water heater leaking from the bottom is much more useful than water heater problem. Capture what the customer is seeing, hearing, or experiencing. You do not need to diagnose the equipment during intake. You need to preserve the problem clearly. Then clarify urgency. This is where teams often get inconsistent. A customer may say this is an emergency because they are frustrated. Your team may use the word emergency only for an active safety issue. If those definitions are different, the handoff gets messy. Keep the first version simple. Emergency, same day, soon, or routine. Add one short reason. Same day because water is actively leaking. Emergency because there is an active electrical hazard. Routine because the homeowner wants a maintenance visit before summer. That one sentence gives context without turning intake into a diagnosis. A slow drain, a noisy furnace, and sewage backing up should not all land in the same bucket. Finally, record the preferred appointment window. Maybe the customer wants today after 3. Maybe tomorrow morning works. Maybe they are flexible if you can get there sooner. A preference is not a promise. Write customer prefers Tuesday morning, not Tuesday at 9 is booked, unless the schedule has actually confirmed it. That distinction prevents a lot of avoidable confusion. Now, compare 2 handoffs. The first note says, customer needs water heater callback. That sounds like information, but it is really a new investigation. The office manager has to find the number. Dispatch has to ask what is wrong. Someone has to find out whether the water is still leaking and whether the customer wants service today. The office manager thinks the customer wants a callback. Dispatch thinks it might be an emergency. The technician assumes the water has already been shut off. Nobody is working from the same version. The second record says, customer and contact confirmed. 40-gallon gas water heater leaking from the bottom. Water is shut off. Same-day service requested. Customer is flexible this afternoon. Dispatch to confirm the earliest opening. That record changes the next conversation. The employee can say, I have the note about the leaking water heater. I understand the water is shut off and you're looking for the earliest opening today. Let me check the schedule and get that next step arranged. That sounds prepared. The customer hears continuity instead of a restart, and the team knows exactly what has to happen next. People are not only buying the repair, they are buying confidence that the company understands the problem and can take control of the next step. So, how do you collect the details without making the caller feel interrogated? Do not announce a long intake process. Explain the reason for a few quick questions, then make the conversation sound like a conversation. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. I'll get 4 quick details so we can send this to the right person and look at the best next step. What's the best name and number for updates? What are you seeing or hearing? Is anything actively leaking, sparking, flooding, or creating a safety concern right now? And what appointment window works best for you? That is enough to get started. If the caller already gave the number, confirm it instead of asking again. I have your number on the call. Is that still the best one for updates? If they describe the issue quickly, reflect it back. So the furnace is running, but the home is still cold, and this started yesterday. Is that right? That reflection does 2 things. It catches mistakes, and it shows the customer that someone is listening. If the caller is in a hurry, collect the essentials first. You can add trade-specific details later. Do not overbuild the card until your team has proven it can use the short version when the phones are ringing. The card only works if the next person can find it. Choose one shared location for active opportunities. That might be your CRM, dispatch platform, shared inbox, or another system your team already checks. The tool matters less than the rule. The current version of the lead lives in one known place. Do not put the phone number in a text, the service details in a notebook, and the appointment preference in somebody's memory. Scattered information is just another form of missing information. At the top, show the status. New lead. Callback needed. Schedule confirmation needed. Booked. Then show the 4 core details. At the bottom, add 1 next action and 1 owner. Sarah to call by 2. Dispatch to confirm today's opening. Office to send the estimate options. A lead should never sit there with no responsibility attached. If everybody owns it, nobody owns it. Add a short last contact note when needed. Customer reached, prefers tomorrow morning, waiting for confirmation. That is enough. Nobody needs a full transcript. They just need to know what happened and what comes next. You can put this into practice without redesigning your whole business. Create one shared template with these fields: customer and contact, service need, urgency, preferred appointment window, and next action with an owner. Then use it on the next 10 inquiries, new calls, website forms, missed call callbacks, referrals. 10 is enough to show you where the process breaks. After that, look for patterns. Which field was missing most often? Did your team use urgent for everything? Did anyone know who was supposed to make the next call? Did the customer have to repeat something that was already in the record? Do not add 10 more fields because one unusual call got complicated. Fix the 4 essentials first. Then, if a specific trade needs 1 extra question, add it carefully. For example, your plumbing team may need a quick prompt about active leaking. Your HVAC team may need to clarify whether the system is producing any air at all. Those can be useful additions, but they should support the core card, not bury it. Once a week, review 5 recent leads. Ask 3 questions. Was the record complete? Was the next action clear? Did the customer have to repeat information? That review will tell you whether the issue is collection, visibility, or ownership, and each problem has a simple fix. Here is the practical challenge. Before the day ends, take your next 10 inquiries and add those 4 fields plus 1 owner. Tomorrow, ask 1 question. How many customers had to repeat themselves? If the answer is more than 0, do not blame the employee who asked again. Look at the process. Was the information captured? Could the next person see it? Was there a clear next action? That is where the improvement lives. The job-ready lead card is simple. Capture who the customer is and where the work is. Describe what they need in plain language. Mark the urgency with a reason. Record the preferred appointment window. Then assign the next action to one person. This is not about making the first call longer. It's about preventing the second and third calls from becoming a repeat of the first. For more practical ideas, download the free guide 107 Quick Wins for Home Service Businesses at ProfitPulse.biz. It includes simple changes for plumbing, HVAC, electrical, roofing, landscaping, and other service companies that want to capture more opportunities and improve daily operations. Visit ProfitPulse.biz and get your free copy of 107 Quick Wins for Home Service Businesses. When every lead is ready for the next person, your team can follow up once, respond with confidence, and move more conversations toward a booking.
Thanks for listening to Booked Solid, the Home Service Growth Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes where we break down simple systems to help home service companies capture more calls, respond faster to leads, and book more jobs. And if you know another contractor who could benefit from this information, share the show with them. Until next time, keep building systems that turn more calls into booked jobs.